Actually, just a few extra things here I needed to complete, just to complete the sermon here. Just actually didn't put in the conclusion. And that is that we return to that battle in the beginning about this mystery of prudence. That soldier, the Green Beret soldier, standing on one side, and the Viet Cong soldier standing on the other. One, at that point in the battle, the brave Viet Cong soldier, he was trying to kill his enemy. And at the same time, the Green Beret was trying to save his soldiers. And we say when it comes to making decisions, prudence, that which guides us in our decision making, what is the safest guide? Well, why do we want to kill our enemies? We want to kill our enemies in order to stay alive. We want to kill our enemies in order to conquer for our master, to spread our kingdom. And why do we want to save? We want to save our fellow soldiers in order that they might live, in order to spread the kingdom. And so in fact, to kill and to save have as their final goal the same purpose. And at that moment in the battle, when this brave soldier wisely held the grenade for a long time, and bravely held it, knowing that he could blow himself up if he miscalculated. And the other brave soldier, two equally brave soldiers, in a great fight, one was not more brave than the other, decided to catch the grenade. But which one is the guide, the safer guide? It's easier to kill, harder to save. But what is it that makes our prudence supernatural? It makes us make the decisions that we should make. When that Green Beret soldier held that grenade, he did not plan on living. He did not plan on dying. He had only one thought, the thought of saving. When the Viet Cong soldier threw the grenade, he didn't care about his own living or his own dying either. Most likely he died that day. I believe that he did die later that day, that Viet Cong soldier. Whereas the Green Beret lived, spent a year in the hospital, and became a priest of God. Things didn't work out as expected on that day of battle. And so, where is prudence to be found? In love, the love of the kingdom of our God, which involves sometimes shooting at the enemy. It involves saving. But the prudence that really changes the world, and the prudence that brings the greatest victory, is the prudence of salvation. What should we desire when we open up our eyes and we see all the Bilderbergers, and we see all the wicked men in the world, and we see the wicked kings and the wicked presidents and the wicked laws, and all the wickedness around us? We can desire their death. Not the death of the individual perhaps, but the death of this sin, and that it all be wiped out. And we can desire that it be saved. We'll make two different decisions. One decision will be to throw a grenade. The other will be to catch it. Which one is safer? Which one is more secure and gives us the most sure victory? When we look upon that day, when Christ hung on the cross, it's always that day. That's the day that determines everything. It's always the decisions that he made. That most wise king who said, I have come to conquer the whole world. I have defeated the world. I have defeated Satan. The most powerful king. What did he do? He allowed his hands to be stretched most tight upon the cross. So that St. Basil will say, it was not a cross, it was a harp. And he who was the King of Kings was like unto David when he was in the most grave danger. David was not in danger when he stood before Goliath. Goliath could more easily hurt a fly than he hurt David on that day. The day in which David was in the most grave danger was when he sat playing the harp for a wicked king. This was the day of the gravest danger of David. And what did he do? He played a harp. And when the spear was thrown at him, he dodged it. He lived through that day. And though Saul would try to kill him, David would refuse to kill Saul. Somehow David lived and Saul did not. So likewise, the wisest decision that the man Jesus Christ ever made, that St. Basil tells us, was to be stretched out upon a cross. There'd be a string that would be pricked. And while they screamed and jeered at him, he played music. The music that St. Basil says is our Gregorian chant. They are killing us. And what do? We sing in the holy breviary. They are killing us. And what do we sing? With the rosary. We sing in our beds when we talk to God in the night. And this is the music that defeats the spears and nails of Satan. It's likened to the music that Gideon used. Gideon, also a type of our times, when in the middle of the night, with 300 soldiers, he blew the trumpet. And when the trumpet was blown, and the enemies of God heard the trumpet, they pulled out their swords and they killed each other, saving Gideon the trouble. And not one of the 300 was harmed. We're going into a great fight. Who is going to survive? I believe we're heading to those times when our Lord says, they will throw you in the prisons. They will attack you in all manner of ways. But amen, amen, I say unto you, that they shall not touch a hair of your head. And so, what do we carry into battle if we are wise soldiers of Christ? A trumpet, a harp, and we sing. This is foolishness to the world. Wisdom of God. And so one man and a soldier in the battlefield held a grenade in his hand, knowing it would explode, and it exploded, and it made him a priest of God. The other threw the grenade, and later that day he died. We want to survive the whole battle. We want to fight through the whole war. So let's beg for this grace and the supernatural prudence, that's wisdom that somehow enters our hearts, so that when the darts are flying, when the bullets are shooting at us, when we're in the great battle, with great confidence, like that great King David, we'll pull out our harps, pull out our trumpets, and sing. In the last moment of the life of San Gonzalo Garcia, the Indian was raised in an orphanage that I lived in India. He was one of the 26 martyrs of Japan in Nagasaki, and the first Indian saints after St. Thomas the Apostle. He spoke perfect Japanese. They crucified him before they crucified the other 25. And they put spears and they pierced him in Nagasaki, in Japan. And they said, cry out for mercy. And they called him first because they knew he could speak perfect Japanese, and they wanted to understand his cries for mercy. And Gonzalo Garcia, who was only a brother, not a priest, his last words were, Deus in adiutoria meum intende. Domini aveva me festina. And he sang the office of Vespers. While they were crucifying him, he sang Vespers. He didn't know what wise words to say. He was only a brother. And the priest answered, and the other martyrs answered, and they sang the Vespers, and he sang until he could sing no more, and he died and went to heaven. And so, whence comes wisdom, and what will prudence make us do? There's no point in trying to figure it out. Don't worry about what decision to make when the commies come. Don't worry about what decision to make in 10 minutes when you try to explain to your wife why you're late for supper. Don't worry what decisions to make. God will give us the right decisions, the right choices, if the right love is in our hearts. And so let's have the love that saves over the love that kills, and then God will give us true supernatural wisdom. We'll close that again. God bless you all. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Then you go ahead and sing a recessional song, and then we'll do a decade of the Rosary while I'm putting the things away.